morning. Thank you for being here and for your interest to know more about the sourcing system and participation in the tenders for oil and gas operators. Let me introduce myself first. This is Afra Al Alawi, Senior Business Analyst in Daleel Petroleum. And I have my colleague here, Ahmed Al-Hinai. He is a Senior Contracts and Procurement Analyst to answer your questions about contracting and procurement. My topic today will be focused on e-tendering process in Daleel Petroleum, how you can register with us, how you can express your interest, and how you can participate with our tenders. But let me give you a brief first about procurement policies in Daleel Petroleum. First of all, we believe in contracting with the best-in-class contractors, which will support us to deliver our objectives of optimal production, operational safety, world-class standards, and growing in the ICB, the in-country value for Oman. So for that, we are making sure to follow open and transparent protocols to contract with the suppliers, contractors who will help us and support us to achieve those objectives. So the first step to have or to receive tenders for Daleel Petroleum, you have to have a JSRS certificate from business gateways. Once you obtain this certificate and you have a valid JSRS number, then you can start the process to express interest and register with Daleel Petroleum. Just to highlight that the suppliers, while registering in the business gateway, make sure to choose the right category for which represents the current business that you are doing. So we will be able to reach the right suppliers for the right products and services. Once you obtain this certificate, or at least you are in the process of obtaining the certificate, you may start to express your interest to the tenders for Daleel Petroleum. Usually, beginning of each year, we are publishing all our tenders, the upcoming tenders throughout the year in our public website. So you can just navigate there, view the tenders, the tender name, and the tentative time for publishing the tender. The website will ask you to add some few details like your company name, the JSRS number if you already have it, contact number and company email, so we will be able to contact with you. And then let me show you a demo on how you can express your interest. So it is in the public website, the Daleel Petroleum public website, business with us, then upcoming tenders. You will be able to see the list of the tenders that will be floated throughout the year with the tentative dates. You just select the tenders and submit your interest. You need to fill your company name, CR number, contact name, and so on, and just submit your interest. You will receive a confirmation that your interest has been submitted, and we will receive those requests. Okay. So now you have expressed your interest to participate in the tenders, and that's it for the website. Now we will go to our tendering, our internal tendering system, which is based on Oracle eSuite businesses, and all the procurement life cycle starting from our internal process, the tendering, the evaluation, the awarding is happening on the Oracle system. And the suppliers are having access to this system similar to our access. So once the tender is floated, let's say it's floated in July of the year, you will be receiving an email notification to your email registered in the JSRS, inviting you to participate in this tender if you fit to that category for providing services or products. This email is having brief information about the tender title, the high-level requirements of the tender, the opening and closing date of the tender, And also there is a user manual which will guide you on how to log into the system, how to submit your code. As well, there is a focal point, contracts and procurement analyst, who you can contact if you have any questions related to that specific tender. Just to highlight that this email is sent to the email you have registered in JSRS under JSRS Business Development. And we usually recommend the suppliers to use group emails like info, sales, whatever, instead of individual emails, so that we will be able to reach you at any time. Okay, and the email sent to you for the invitation, there is a link which will take you to our internal portal. You can access the portal either from that link or from our public website, Business with Us Invoicing and Tendering System. It will guide you to Oracle system. You don't need to be registered in our system if you have a valid JSRS certificate, even if it's your first time to use Daleel portal. You just use your JSRS number, which is usually start with OM if your company based in Oman, as a username. So this will be your username. And for the password, you may reset your password from the login assistant. You can see it here. It will ask you to add your username, and the reset password link will be sent immediately to your registered email in the GSRS. And you can just follow the process of resetting the password, and you will be able to access the system immediately. As I mentioned, there is no pre-registration, even if it's your first time to use the Daleel portal. Once you log into the system, you will be able to see at least 2 functions, maybe 3, invoicing, tendering portal, and there is another functions related to the contracting. Our focus today will be only about the supplier tendering portal for the submitting quotation and participating on the tenders. So if you click on supplier tendering portal, you will be able to see 2 sections in the page. The first section is about the previous tenders that you have participated in, your previous quotations, the details of the quotations, what you have submitted, and so on. And the other sections down there, it contains the new tenders that you have been invited to, but you did not participate yet in those tenders. So if you click on the tender itself, you will be able to see all the details related to that tenders, the requirements, the instructions, general requirements, technical requirements, the closing date of the tenders. You will be able to see all the details there with the attachments. If there is any attachment sent. The system will ask you to acknowledge your participation. Then you will be able to create your code. Once you create the code, you start adding your attachments, technical submissions, commercial submissions, complying with the requirements, VAT details, and so on. Just make sure you are saving your work while you are working on the tender. So once you are done, you just click on submit, and the tender will be submitted. That's it generally about how you apply for a tender. Now I will give you some tips and important tips while submitting your quotations. Tip number 1, usually we have 2 types of tender. We have single stage and 2-stage tenders. Just make sure you read the instruction very carefully while uploading your offer to know if this tender is 1-stage or 2-stage. If the tender is a 2-stage RFQ, make sure you submit your commercial proposal separately from the technical proposal. And actually, while you are uploading your attachments to the system, you will be able to see 2 categories. One is from supplier technical, and another one is the commercial. If you are mixing between both and the tender is a 2-stage RFQ, this will lead to immediate disqualification of the supplier. However, if the tender is one stage RFQ, you might submit the commercial and the technical proposal at once. So this is a very important tip while uploading your offer. But we usually share something called instructions to bidder, IBD document in the RFQ. You can export that file and you must read it very carefully because it has all the instructions you need to comply to participate in this tender. For example, what are the documents that you need to upload? What are the main requirements of the tender? So failure to comply with those instructions might lead to disqualification. For the attachments, the third tip, for the attachments, just make sure you upload technical, commercial, if the ICD proposal is requested, your JSRS certificate, your CR certificate, as requested in the instruction to bidders in the tendering portal. We don't accept any offline submissions. Tip number 4 is about the closing time of the tender. Once you open the tender in the tendering portal, you will be able to see the closing date and time of the tender. Let's say the tender is closing 1st of July at 12 p.m. Just make sure your submission is there, submitted at least 3 hours before the closing time, because the system will not allow you to make any submissions after 12 p.m. And also, if you are facing any issues while uploading your offer, we can support you in a sufficient time before the closing time. The last tip is about revising your offer. Let's say you have already submitted your proposal. You can revise it any time before bid closing time, and we will be able to see only the latest revised offer that you have submitted. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it for the tips. Another functions we have in the tendering portal, which is the online discussion function. So all communications and correspondence related to specific tenders are happening online. We don't usually receive any offline or emails communications. If the suppliers is having any questions related to that specific tenders, they have to submit it through online discussion in the portal. And if Daleel wanted to cascade any message to the suppliers, they will do so through the online discussions. And you will be receiving an email notification if there is any online discussions. As well, you will be receiving a notification in the system itself. Okay. I have explained it, most of the things related to the tendering portal. However, if you need more details, if you are doing participating on a tender and you need further support, and the portal itself, and even before you log in, you will be able to see 2 manuals here, 2 links. The first link will direct you to online tendering manual, which has all the details with the screenshots on how you can participate on a tender. And the second manual is for the e-invoicing system. If you have already contracted with Daleel and you are facing an issue on uploading your invoice, you can export this manual and it will help you on how to upload your invoice. The second thing is that we have a common communication email for any issues from the suppliers. If you need to ask about anything related to tender, you can note this email and we will respond to you. And it's actually available in the manuals. Moving to the next subject, which is about ICB compliance, and as I mentioned in the beginning, one of our main objectives is to make sure the growing of the in-country value, the ICB for Oman. So there is a specific tenders that we require the suppliers to submit their Omanization plan if there is any projects to be purchased from Oman, and what are the other projects that will be outsourced. All those details will be available in the instructions to bidders if this tender is applicable for ICB. So the suppliers has to comply with those requirements. I think this is the last point I will be talking about, which is the government regulations in iSourcing. There is another function under the e-tender, supplier tendering portal. You will notice it. It is called the Regulatory Documents Library. And this library is having all the documents, regulations that has been published by either the ministries or Daleel Petroleum or any other entities. So once you receive the technical requirements or the instructions to bidder for a tender, first of all, you will find a link which will direct you to this library for a specific document. And there is a checkbox that you have read and understand this document, and another checkbox that you will comply with all requirements in this regulation. This is the proposal. Last thing, there is a short video in this barcode which will guide you in all the instructions on how to participate, how to express your interest, what happens later when you receive a code, what happens later when you get a tender from the Daleel Petroleum. I think that's it. Thank you for your time and your attention.